They're down to 7, no Luris. Good game. Hello, good game. Welcome back, everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time to help support the channel. Hit that like button with the 7 CMC while we get into today's video. We will be breaking down a new deck, Skyfire. This will be Prismari artifacts, ramping into Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. In today's video, we'll break down the deck list, show you the strategies, synergies, talk about the interactions throughout the playlines and interactions within the gameplay footage, and then wrap up with our final thoughts and deck review. If you're looking for any information within today's video, you can find it in the link tree in the description below, or you can easily Google it. All right, you guys, let's break down the deck. Skyfire, Volume 2, 4.1 average, 28 non-creatures with 8 creatures. We do have 24 land in the deck. And, you know, we're playing Ugin, the Spirit Dragon. 8 CMC, 7 loyalty, plus 2/3 damage to any target, minus X, exiling each permanent with mana value X or less that's 1 or more colors, and minus 10, you gain 7 life, draw 7 cards, then put 7 permanents from your hand into play, which is pretty groovy. There's not a ton of permanents in the deck, unfortunately, but, you know, it's mostly just there for the minus X. Ramping into Ugin with things like Prismari Command. Instant speed for 3, choose 2, dealing 2 damage to any target. Target player draws 2 cards, then discards 2 cards. Target player creates a treasure token. That's the ramp effect there. And we can destroy target artifact as well. I really like to draw cards and discard as well, making sure we can find the appropriate play for that situation, whether it be a field wipe, single target removal, or, you know, maybe our Ugin. Prismari Command and Magma Opus work, you know, absolutely magical with Draconic Intervention for 4 mana, sorcery speed. As an additional cost to cast this spell, exile an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. Draconic Intervention will deal X damage to each non-dragon creature, where X is the exiled card's mana cost. If a creature would die this turn, exile it instead, and then we exile the intervention after we've cast it. This is incredible, right? We can wipe everything and exile everything on turn 4 thanks to our Magma Opus, and, you know, because the ramp the Opus provides, we can even do it on turn 3 if we really want. But again, we want to draw out as many creatures from our opponent's hand as possible before we wipe them. We have single target removal within the deck via Tundra Fumarole, dealing 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Add 1 colorless mana for each snow spent to cast the spell, right? So it costs 3. We can grab 3 mana back, which is really, really cool. So it is colorless mana. However, if it is turn 4 or plus, we have things like the Solemn Simulacrum, a 2/2 when it enters play, grab a land, when it dies, draw a card for 4 mana, right? So if we're on turn 4, we pay 3, we've got 1 left over, we gain 3 back, boom, we spend the remaining 4 on the Simulacrum. And the same goes for the Wandering Archaic, a 4/4, and whenever your opponents cast a spell or an instant or sorcery spell, they may pay 2. If they don't, you may copy that spell and choose new targets for the copy. We have Explore the Vast Lands on the opposing side of the Archaic at sorcery speed for 3. Each player looks at the top 5 cards of their library. You may reveal a land card and or an instant or sorcery card from among them. Each player puts the cards revealed this way into their hand and the rest on the bottom of their library in a random order. Each player will also gain 3 life. I know a lot of people don't like the Vast Lands. However, I do have to vouch for it. I played many decks against many decks in the play queue, and the Vast Lands is great. If they have a creature deck, you have advantage, right? Just straight up advantage, which is really good because they won't have the instances and sorceries. You may not want to cast it against a control deck unless you have a Negate open, right? And then you can just counter that instant or sorcery that they pull. Advantage is still yours. Moving on, you know, those are just a few ways to spend your colorless mana within the Tundra Fumarole. Of course, you probably won't do that with Ugin because Ugin can just minus X anyways, unless it was just one creature that you wanted to kill with 4 toughness. We also have the Frostbite, 2 damage to any creature or planeswalker. If you control 3 or more snow permanents, you'll deal 3 damage. And then, like aforementioned, the Prismari Command also has that bit of removal as well. Magma Opus can deal 4 damage divided among any targets, any number of targets that we choose. Another form of removal. You can also tap 2 permanents that your opponents control and create a 4/4 token as well, drawing 2 cards on top of all that. So if you're not discarding the Opus, you can cast it on your opponent's upkeep, on their combat phase, or on their end step, all for very high impact. 3 Faceless Havens. It creates a 4/3 for 3 snow that has Vigilance. You can use that mana later. This is great within the deck as well because it is a control archetype and we need some attackers or defenders at certain points. We do have the counter magic with the Negate, 4 copies of this. Instant speed for 2, counter target non-creature spell. And finally, a single copy of Graven Lore, snow instant for 5. Scry, X, where X is the amount of snow spent to cast this spell. It could potentially be 5. And then draw 3 cards, which is really quite nice. Again, at instant speed, which is groovy. So that's the deck. We've got the Epiphanies here for the Scry and the snow basics. No pathways because of the snowland, taking full advantage of the Faceless Haven. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to ask any questions in the comments below if you have concerns about the deck, or you're just looking to get any confusion out of the way. Both myself and the community will do our best to help you out. Check out the link tree if you want to support the channel or get in on our giveaways. We just gave away a Scalding Tarns. I'm going to buy someone's D&D standard rare set, which is pretty cool. And of course, we have the 500,000 gem giveaway. So don't miss out on it. Subscribe to the channel. And of course, after the gameplay footage here that starts in a second, we'll wrap up with my deck review. So don't go anywhere. Watch to the end and we'll see you soon. All right, a little late to the match. I chose to keep the hand. Our opponent was on the play. We didn't get the land off the draw. We do find one here, which is better than not, even though it's slow, whatever. We can frostbite a creature. Hopefully it only has 2 or less. That's perfect. Again, looking for another land here. Just land. Land, 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 land. And of course we can pass. Just let them play their land, and then we can blast it because of the landfall ability on the creature. They're going to be smarter than that, and that's fine. They can replay it. Really good move. If they play a land and then replay that shade. I do enjoy it. It's a good play. Oh, they ignore it though. Calls the dead instead. Right, calls the dead instead. Luris. What are you doing over there? We could blast this thing, but it might be beneficial to hold up counter magic here. We see calls the dead. They have Mire's Grasp, so it's a blend of creatures and non-creatures. They play the Shade, makes sense. Alright, the Simulacrum is just a blocker, also ramping us towards the Holy Uganos. If we can find him. Right, that's going to be a big if for us. And we've not had any of our Opus or Intervention yet. The Draconic Intervention would be quite enjoyable. I mean, the recursion on this sucks. So we should probably just block something that we know doesn't come back. Take 1 extra damage. Whatever, right? Oh, that is a help. Alright, that's a pretty hefty hit of 4 just for a draw. I wish I could protect this. Next turn we can protect it. We're at 13. We only have the 1 in our grave, so we can't kill the field. Let's pass our turn. I want to play the Wandering Archaic, but I know I need to protect it with a Negate. Aphmia in play. It creates a 2/2 as well. I mean, this is quite a weird wipe. It's our only option, though. Unless we Archaic for the draw for 3 and then wipe for 3. It could be better than wasting our removal. We take the Opus and the land. Pretty good draws for us, personally. They get a land, and I'm not sure if they run... Oh, here is a sorcery within the Awakening. So they could get 2 cards. Let's see if they do. Hopefully they just pull a land, and, you know, ideally they whiff on both. They do whiff on both. They didn't get a single thing. Oh, but that front side is... Okay, we just shot ourselves in the foot. Big time. But we also saved ourselves. No, we don't. We didn't. Because this costs 2. That would only give us 3. Whoops. Whoopsie daisy. That's regrettable. We messed that up. Because the creature's on the front. Hashtag super sag. It's just so sad. We could pass. And we do have access to the Opus next turn, so maybe that helps. I mean, what a colossal F-up. Well, cancel. Let's resolve that. Maybe there's more shenanigans here. Yikes. Sloppy round by myself, I feel like. Little mistakes. I always forget that, you know, even though you have the sorcery here, it's on the backside, and when it's on the backside, you can't access it from the grave. Oh, only the front of the card. I wish. I've not tried it, but I'm pretty positive. I'm pretty sure, yeah. Alright. We do have a 3-drop in the grave. I guess let's just clean the field. We know they have Luris and stuff as well. So if we can keep their graveyard empty of creatures, that's going to be beneficial. Simulacrum stops an attack unless it's Rankle. But the Negate doesn't stop Rankle either, so what's the point? Opus could hit it, but I don't want to just hedge all of our bets on upkeep. I will this next turn, but I wanted to get that Simulacrum out and active. Faceless Haven would be fun to blast. Right now it has Summoning Sickness. We'll have to wait till next turn. Luris in play, nothing in the grave. Myers Grasp, we get the draw. Well, that's not bad. Let's pass our turn. Pass 2 attackers. They didn't activate this Faceless Haven. I was hoping they would. We also get the 4/4 to block. We still get to tap the Haven, but the attack phase is over, so it doesn't matter anyways. Graven Lore in hand, that's amazing. Fumarole as well. We can cast these in conjunction as well, which is neat, right? It's cool. Up, scale, mid-range, card synergy. Just only play with good cards, right, you guys? It's easy. And then run 4 copies of Negate because Ultimatum sucks. right? And then everything will be okay. So I'm going to hit for 4. And then end our turn. Do the exact same thing. Pretty impressive spell. Like, I know a lot of us thought it was too expensive, but woof. So they can bring it out as a creature if they wanted. Using their mana now, that's smart. They're down to 7, no Luris. Good game. Right, so many cards in hand, and with the Graven Lore at instant speed, feeling pretty good about it. All right, we're gonna go first here, and I like that land. If we can pull a 3rd snow source, we're good to go. Never punished. Sir Black in the house. It reminds me of Sirius Black, which is an appropriate name to be playing with right now during the Hogwarts expansion. I mean, Strixhaven. Mono white, turn 1 Selfless Savior. Let's go. Maybe not, who knows? Oh, they're cycling. Okay. And no Lura, so this is like the good cycling deck. We can just always hold up Negate for Flare. We can command and treasure if they play a creature here, like a Drain a Stinger or a Valiant Rescuer. We see the Stinger. We immediately take it. 2 damage, and then we will create a treasure token. Please and thank you. We also have 2 copies of Draconic Intervention with a command in the graveyard for us to wipe. I can't decide where she wants to sleep. Right? Going all around. Hopefully she finds a spot while we wait for our opponent. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Support the channel if you can through Patreon, YouTube, Twitch. Heck, you can even just PayPal me if you want. 2 new videos every day. Free cash prize tournaments, giveaways. We got it all going on. So this kind of hurts that we didn't pull a land. But at the end of the day, I don't think we can afford to wait. And we're not really going backwards because we pull a land here, which does activate that 3rd snow in which we wanted. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cycling in grave already. That is a number. That is a number. These cycling decks can always just be so darn pesky, right? Oh man, awkward silence. Okay. Valiant Rescuer is a go. I like it. Right? Not bad. And then they cycle for the token. Our turn, they cycle for another token, right? I mean, in theory, we can double blast these, but is it really worth it? I don't really want to exile my Simulacrum overly. But I also am not prepared to leave that field state. Oh my gosh. Banned. Absolutely banned. Can't play music on my stream. I had it muted though. It just came through my headphones. As far as ending our turn goes, like I said, I don't really want to lose this, but at the end of the day, I guess we have to. Not proud. I was kind of hoping they'd fold out more. Like, they're playing so conservatively. Another rescuer. That's fine. Sure. We really want to top deck a land. I mean, we can just roll the rescuer, try to pull the rest of their hand out. Such a slow game for us. Wow. I just wish we had something to spend this mana on. Right, we go back up to 4. I guess we... Well, no, it's colorless mana, right? So we're not even discarding the Opus. They cycle here to make another 1/1. Maya's on her wheel, I guess. At least that's some form of entertainment while we wait. Right? She's gonna get her daily laps in. I think she's got a bearing. Bearing? Yeah, bearing. Going on her wheel that we're gonna have to replace here soon. It's a crawling bearings. Stop it. Alright, our opponent's turn here. We're just chilling, right? We got the removal. They didn't even cycle, I don't think. Not that it matters. We're chilling. We really want them to fold their hand into play. We have a Negate with not enough mana. They just cycle the Fox instead of playing it. That is interesting. They flare for 11. Well, if you don't love that, what will you love? Pass our turn. Maya's getting her laps in. Distracting. Ruining my video. Right, every day. She's like, you know what? You're gonna record a video instead of playing with me? Every second that you're not asleep, it's cat time. Unless I'm already sleeping. In which case, you can do some stuff if you want. Alright, so we do stop the second flare. I'm sure they've got a third and fourth in hand as well, though, because why not? Right? Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? And of course, we need to find more counterspells as well. This has got to be the slowest opponent I've ever had in my life. Right? Just like getting roped. I love it. I mean, it just sucks so bad to take this damage down to 5, but that is our only choice. Cycle this. Helps us get to an Ugin, I guess. I've been told. And we don't have a counterspell, so it's like, what's the point anyways? Let's pretend that we do at least. Here comes Flare for the win. 3 flares in a row. How can you dispute that logic? They play their white spell finally. They're cycling again. I'm sure they can find a plains and flare us. No. But that does spend all their mana. Alright. This sucks. Because they could just play, if we don't kill these both, they could just play another Pyromancer, cycle on top, and we're dead. At least this way we get to wipe them. Right? Still probably dead, but maybe they think we've got counter magic up. A negate in hand would be real nice here. Healer's out. You know, even a Drain and Stinger would drain us pretty quickly. Speak of the devil. Alright, we're running out of these interventions. I think that's 2 of them have been cast. We have 2 more. 1 more. That's 3. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So they don't like that. But we don't like getting flared either, so I'm assuming this is a game gone past, but they still have 30 cards in library. We could get abnormally lucky. They're just going for it. They're like, I'm gonna flare you so bad, bro. Let's just gain some more life, why don't you? Alrighty, we pass our turn. We're not doing diddly. We do have 6 mana. We need 2 more. Oh gosh. We need a counterspell here. Flare for 17. Stop it. That's simply too much. We have no negate. We have no negate. Good game. Alright. That was so very sad. My gosh. Just use the cycling deck. It's a heater. Okay, so first off, Arena is being super buggy today. You know, having a hard time even completing a match, which is sad. Black screen, black screen, black screen. I made a pretty funny tweet. 100% win rate, black screen. OP glitch breaks the game. Stuff like this. Just poking fun at the Arena boys there. It's kind of running again though, on and off. It's still pretty laggy and you're getting kicked out lots, but you know, it can't be perfect every single day. And I just assume that they're working on some massive upgrades for us, right? Maybe there's 2-headed giant. Probably not, but hey, every time something goes wrong, hey, they're adding 2-headed giant. Don't get upset. Everything's fine. As far as the deck thoughts go, you know, I like the build. I think that you can, if presented with the opportunity, really ramp into Ugin effectively with, you know, Prismari Command, with Magma Opus. Of course, we have tons of removal and field wipe. We've got the counter magic and the creatures to fill the board. So honestly, this deck feels really good, and I think, you know, it's a contender. This has got to be a tier 2 deck. And if we spent some more time with it, maybe it could potentially be tier 1. But let me know how you guys would improve it. You know, what works, what doesn't work in your eyes, of course. And please provide reasons why. This deck sucks. It's like, well, okay, thanks. Or even, you know, this deck is good. Like, we really want to know on the channel, in the comments, a little bit more behind your decision making. Why do you think these things, right? And then both myself and the community can engage with you within a deeper level, of course. So, you know, massive thank you to everybody supporting the channel, watching to the end. You know, that is what really helps me, is that continued support. Massive thank you. Don't miss out on our contests and giveaways, all that in the link tree. And support the channel if you can as well, right? On Patreon, Twitch, YouTube, all these lovely platforms. And more importantly than anything I've said today, have yourself a magical day. And we'll see you soon in the next.